Imagine waking up one morning and realizing that money is no longer a constant stress in your life. No more late-night anxiety about bills, no more wondering if your savings will last until the end of the month, and no more guilt every time you swipe your card. Instead, picture yourself with a cushion of savings, a growing investment account, and the freedom to say yes to opportunities without worrying if your bank account can handle it. Sounds like a dream, right? Well, here's the good news. It doesn't have to stay a dream. With just 3 key money-saving habits that I'm going to share in this video, you can actually install systems into your daily life that not only save you money but build the foundation for lasting wealth. This is exactly what we dive deep into here on cash stuffing and budgeting. So if you haven't already, make sure you hit that subscribe button right now, because I promise, the tips I share here are designed to help you change your financial life forever. Now, let me hook you with this. Wealth isn't built by accident. It's not about making the most money, it's about keeping the money you make and growing it wisely. There are millionaires who went broke because they didn't practice good money habits, and there are average earners who became financially independent just by installing small, consistent savings practices. And today, I'm not just giving you vague advice. I'm giving you practical, proven strategies you can actually use in your everyday life to transform how you manage your money. Before we get into the first habit, think about this. How many times have you promised yourself you'd start saving next month? How many times have you downloaded a budgeting app, used it for 2 weeks, and then forgotten about it? Or maybe you've tried saving before, but it just didn't stick. That's because saving money is not about willpower, it's about habits. If you can install these 3 key habits into your daily routine, you won't even have to think about saving anymore. It'll happen automatically. That's the real secret to lasting wealth. So let's start with the first powerful money-saving habit. The very first one is automating your savings before you even touch your paycheck. Now, you might have heard the phrase, pay yourself first. But let me ask you this, are you actually doing it? Most people wait until the end of the month, see what's left, and then try to save. But let's be honest, by the time bills, groceries, nights out, and little impulse purchases come in, there's almost nothing left to save. That's why you have to flip the script. Instead of waiting to save what's left over, you set up your accounts so that a percentage of your paycheck automatically moves into savings or investments the moment your paycheck hits. This way, you're not relying on discipline. It just happens in the background. Let's take an example. Imagine you earn $2,500 a month. Instead of promising yourself you'll try to save $500 after expenses, you set up an automatic transfer of $500 into a separate savings account the moment your paycheck clears. Now, you only see $2,000 in your checking account. You've essentially tricked your brain into adjusting to a lower spending limit. And over time, that habit builds into something powerful. Even if it feels small at first, say $100 or $50 a paycheck, the key is consistency. The habit of automating savings removes temptation, builds discipline, and creates an environment where saving becomes effortless. Think of it like planting seeds. Each automatic transfer is a seed you plant in the soil of your financial future. You might not see results in a week, but give it months and years, and suddenly you've grown a tree that provides shade, fruit, and protection. That's how wealth grows. It's not flashy, it's consistent. And here's the best part, you don't need to be rich to start. Whether you earn $500 a month or $5,000 a month, the habit works the same. Now, let me tell you a quick story. A friend of mine once told me he could never save because his income wasn't big enough. I challenged him to just automate $20 per paycheck. Just $20. He reluctantly agreed. Fast forward 1 year, he had $520 in his savings account that he completely forgot about. That small start inspired him to increase the amount, and now he's sitting on thousands in savings just because he automated. That's the power of habit. And if he can do it starting from $20, so can you. And by the way, before we go deeper into the second habit, if you're finding this valuable so far, don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe to Cash Stuffing and Budgeting, because every week, I'm dropping practical strategies to help you not just budget better but also build real wealth. The second key money-saving habit to install for lasting wealth is something most people completely overlook: tracking every dollar with intention. Now, I know what you're thinking. Ugh, tracking my spending sounds exhausting. But listen carefully, it's not about micromanaging your life, it's about awareness. You can't fix what you don't measure. Most people don't actually know where their money is going. They know rent is this much, maybe utilities, but ask them how much they spent on eating out last month and they'll have no clue. That lack of clarity is what drains your wealth quietly, month after month. The act of tracking your money, whether through cash stuffing envelopes, a budgeting app, or even a simple spreadsheet, forces you to become aware of your habits. And awareness creates control. Let's use cash stuffing as an example since that's at the heart of this channel. When you physically put cash into envelopes, groceries, transportation, fun money, you create boundaries for yourself. If you only have $100 in your eating out envelope, that's it. When it's gone, it's gone. That one habit of assigning money to categories prevents overspending and helps you prioritize what really matters. But here's where it gets even more powerful. Tracking your spending helps you identify your leaks. Think about it like this. Your finances are like a bucket. Your paycheck fills the bucket, but if there are small holes you don't notice, water keeps leaking out. Tracking helps you find those leaks, like subscriptions you don't use, random impulse buys, or little treats that add up to hundreds over the year. Once you plug those leaks, your bucket fills up faster, and your savings grow. And here's the mindset shift. You don't track money to feel guilty. You track to stay empowered. For example, if you realize you're spending $200 a month on coffee runs, you don't necessarily have to stop. But you can make an intentional decision. Maybe you cut it down to $100 and put the other $100 toward your savings or investments. That one small shift of being intentional instead of mindless is what separates people who stay broke from people who build lasting wealth. Now let me share something from my own journey. When I first started tracking my spending, I was shocked. I thought I was pretty disciplined. But once I saw the numbers, I realized I was leaking almost $300 a month on food delivery apps. $300. That's $3,600 a year. Money that could have gone into investments, debt payoff, or travel. Once I had that awareness, I started meal prepping and gave myself a strict delivery budget. Within months, my savings grew faster than ever, and I didn't feel deprived because I made the choice intentionally. That's the beauty of this habit. And if you've ever tried to track before but gave up, let me remind you, it doesn't have to be complicated. Even writing down your expenses in a notebook for 30 days will completely shift your perspective. You'll start seeing patterns, and once you see those patterns, you can change them. And trust me, you'll feel more in control of your money than ever before. Now let's move to the third and perhaps the most underrated money-saving habit for lasting wealth. Living below your means and making lifestyle inflation your enemy. Let's be real. Most people don't stay broke because they don't make enough money. They stay broke because every time they make more money, they spend more money. This is called lifestyle inflation. You get a raise, and suddenly you need a bigger apartment, a new car, more nights out, fancier clothes. Before you know it, your expenses have grown as fast as your income, and you're stuck in the same paycheck-to-paycheck cycle. The habit you need to install is learning to live below your means, no matter how much you earn. This doesn't mean depriving yourself or never having fun. It means building a lifestyle that costs less than you make, and sticking with it even as your income grows. Here's an example. Let's say you get a raise of $500 a month. Instead of upgrading your lifestyle, what if you committed to saving or investing 80% of that raise and only using 20% for fun? That way, you enjoy the reward, but you're also building wealth. Over time, that difference is massive. People underestimate how powerful this habit is. Look at athletes or celebrities who made millions but went bankrupt. They kept upgrading their lifestyle until their expenses swallowed their income. Now look at everyday millionaires, teachers, managers, entrepreneurs, who lived modestly, invested consistently, and built wealth quietly. They didn't fall for the trap of lifestyle inflation. They mastered the art of living below their means. Let me paint this picture. Imagine two friends. Both earn $60,000 a year. One lives paycheck to paycheck because he's always upgrading. New car, bigger apartment, constant shopping. The other lives like he earns $45,000, saving and investing the difference. Fast forward 10 years, the first friend is still stressed about bills. The second has built a six-figure investment portfolio, has cash savings, and has options. That's the power of this habit. And I know, it's not always glamorous to live below your means. Social media makes it harder because everyone's posting vacations, luxury bags, or the latest gadgets. But remember this, most of those people aren't as rich as they look. True wealth is quiet. It doesn't scream, it whispers. And by living below your means, you're quietly stacking wealth in the background while others are stuck trying to impress strangers. So let's recap these 3 habits. Automating your savings before you touch your paycheck, tracking every dollar with intention, and living below your means by fighting lifestyle inflation. These 3 habits might sound simple, but if you actually install them, they will transform your financial future. Here's my challenge for you. Don't just listen to this video and move on. Pick one of these habits and install it today. Maybe you set up an automatic transfer right now. Maybe you start tracking your expenses for the next 7 days. Maybe you make the decision not to upgrade your lifestyle the next time you get extra income. Small actions, repeated consistently, are what create lasting wealth. And if you got value out of this, do me a favor. Subscribe to Cash Stuffing and Budgeting because I'm here to give you not just tips but real strategies that can change your life. And also, share this video with a friend who needs to hear it. Sometimes all it takes is one habit, one idea, to completely shift someone's financial path. Remember, wealth isn't about luck. It's about habits. Install the right habits and the wealth will follow. Thank you for watching Cash Stuffing and Budgeting, and I'll see you in the next video. And don't forget, subscribe before you click away, because your financial freedom journey is just beginning.